Welcome back. I'm now joined by Tom Martell. Welcome, Tom.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Doing quite well. Ready to watch some vintage?
Yeah. What do you think of that announcement? You going to try to qualify for this holiday vintage festival, champs?
I will. I will do my best. We'll see how much time I have to play Magic online during that time frame, but hopefully I can get there.
It is after Worlds.
That is true. That part helps.
That's your big focus at this point. I would think.
Yeah, that's the next couple weeks. This Friday, I head out to New York with Raptor and Shahar to start
Okay.
testing. So,
I was wondering how the testing teams were going to line up. It's you, Raptor, and Shahar.
and PV and Willie,
Oh wow. Okay.
we we have a large team.
Any idea who else is working with who else? Dolby.
Garden Oath is working together. I assume there's some group of Europeans that are working together. But I'm not exactly sure who.
That's going to be an awesome tournament. Yeah, World Championships are coming up in Nice, France. Basically, first week of December is how it works out. The individual World Championships happen Tuesday, Wednesday, the Swiss rounds anyway. Then Thursday's a day off. Then the World Magic Cup happens Friday, Saturday, with the finals of both events happening on Sunday. Just an awesome week for Magic.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Hopefully, I can improve upon last year's performance.
Yeah. Did you finish last year? All right. Well, sounds like we've got a match.
Sweet. So I guess Luis won the first match.
Yeah, do you have a read on what actually matters in this match yet, or is it just who can do the most insane vintagey things?
I think it's who can do the most insane vintagey things, who can be most explosive. Typically, is how these matches play out.
Yeah, I saw Eric actually joking in the chat that the first person to resolve a 4-mana permanent wins. Whether that's a Jace or a Notion Thief, these guys cannot actually remove a permanent from the board if it costs more than Abrupt Decay can kill.
Yeah, so this is very similar to the deck I think I played week 1 through 3.
It is quite similar to that deck. I mean, Dig Through Time has come out since then, and you didn't have the sideboard Oath package, but other than that, I mean, it's a Gush Bond list that kills with tendrils, right?
I had sideboard Oath, I believe.
Did you really?
If I recall correctly. I certainly did when I was playing it on Moto before that. I think I left it in for the tournament.
Interesting.
Could be misremembering.
Sounds very similar then. All right, what do we think of these draws?
Well, having libraries is certainly nice, although the matchup's usually not that grindy, so library is not as important as it is in some other matchups.
Sure.
Hepro's hand is a little awkward, just in that he can't really power up the dig through time effectively unless he gets things that are worth forcibling.
Yeah, he's got a misstep and a force, though. I mean, would you mulligan that hand? 2 mana, couple of Force of Wills? I mean, it's slow,
think so,
but it doesn't get run over.
Yeah, that's really close. I can see keeping that. It's awkward because it lines up so poorly against Luis's hand, as we can see. Obviously, Ebro doesn't know that.
Exactly.
I'm actually trying to pull up the deck list right now, so I have them to reference.
Yeah, I don't know that I would mulligan that.
And they're on the exact same 75, right?
They are on the exact same 75.
Yeah, the biggest difference between this list and the one that I had played is this one has the Blightstone Colossus package.
Sure.
Which is great. I think you want some other way to win.
Yep.
I do. I think I like that mulligan.
Yeah, he did go down to 6, obviously. Preordained, this draw seems like it's got a little more potential. Certainly a tutor and a brainstorm. But yeah, now he sees the library. And now there's no strip mine in these lists, right?
Yep. That's correct.
I mean, a lot of people wind up deciding, do I want to play a library or a strip mine? They went with the library, which means they can't answer the other guy's library.
I think it makes a lot of sense with the way these decks tend to kind of line up, that they just, you want to be trying to advance your own game plan, not try to deny someone else theirs. All the cards here are proactive. Even the cards like Thoughtseize are being used proactively, typically, to try to advance your board state and your game plan.
All right. Eric's brainstorm causes them to trade mental missteps, and Luis has no interest in using a Force of Will here. He wants to keep cards in his hand for the library, and also it's just a brainstorm.
Yep.
Luis is up a match, so if he wins this match, we're done. Luis goes to the finals and gets the rematch against Menendian.
You're definitely rooting for Ifro here, so we get a third match at the very least.
I'll allow it.
That's an easy route.
This game, though, Luis is just going to bury him with his library, isn't he?
Probably, yeah. I mean, Ifro's hand here is it's going to be hard because if he could resolve something like a Tinker, he could steal this game, but we can see that Luis has already drawn multiple Force of Wills.
All right. I mean, Eric doesn't know that, obviously. Does he? Is his best line? Yeah, he's got Force of Will, too. I think Eric should Vampiric Tutor for Tinker, right?
Yeah, I think he has to.
Vampiric Tutor for Tinker, Force of Will to back it up, and just cross your fingers and hope it's good enough. I mean, we can see that it won't be good enough, but it seems like totally the right line.
Yeah, I mean, when you're this far behind, he already mulliganed on the play, and he takes down a library. He's not going to win a game that goes 3 more turns. So this is one shot, really.
And forcing Luis to counter twice will also get Luis off the library, at least.
That's right. We can see Luis has double dig through time. Well, he'll probably pitch one. He'll keep a dig through time, which is a perfect card to reload his hand once he dumps some counters.
Luis can also reload with Gush.
Yep.
All right. Vampiric Tutor. He got Ancestral Recall. Eric does not like to tutor up a Tinker. He didn't do that last game either. Luis libraries his response. He could force here and still be at 6 cards, up to 7 with his draw phase. Looks like that's what he's going to do.
I really don't like this line. If the Ancestral goes, why wouldn't you just want to have a Blightsteel in play? Like, Luis only has 2 copies of Jace to get back in the game, and he has to have almost in his hand to do it.
He also has 1 Hercules, but yeah, same point.
Oh, sure. This also allows Misstep to be on as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the fact that you're opening yourself up to Misstep. Wow, Luis is throwing a second Force of Will at this, taking himself below library for now. I guess between the dig and the Gush, he can get back.
Right. There's no reason. Well, he pitched the Gush, which I think is interesting. I would have pitched one of the dig through times there, but the first dig is already turned on. And here this makes complete sense. I mean, he wants to keep Ifro crippled and doesn't want to let him draw a card. So
sure,
I think throwing the Force away and then just refueling here makes a lot of sense.
I think a Gush is better than that second dig, though, isn't it?
I agree with it. I think I agree with you, especially as the first dig can find Fast Bond potentially, and then you can really go off. I actually don't like Gush all that much. Just like have raw dogging Gush because I think you don't want to follow that far behind on lands. But when you have library out, it can.
Yeah, it's because of the library. I like it because of the library. He had to tap the library for colorless mana there to cast Dig Through Time. Whereas if he was gushing there instead, sure, he's down 2 land drops. But as it is, he chose not to play a land anyway because he's trying to get back on library.
I think you want to. No, he played a land there. He played a land before he cast to get the mana. He just played a fetch land.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But I think he would cast Dig there over Gush regardless. I just would rather have a Gush in my hand instead of a second Dig. You want to play Dig there because he really wants to find Force of Will in that spot to make sure that because Ifro has 1 card in hand.
And he did find Force of Will,
like Tinker there, and he doesn't want to lose to a top deck artifact.
Yep. He
would prefer to cast a
wow. Yeah, well, he found a Gush off the dig, so fair enough. He's back with 7 cards in hand. You can tap library for a card. So he's now up 8 cards to 0. No problem.
I think he's a small favorite here.
Luis Scott Vargas, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, there's nothing Ifro really could have done this game. I disagree with the card he got with Vampiric Tutor, but it didn't matter. Whatever he got would have been countered.
Yeah.
Luis's draw here was just lined up so perfectly against Ifro's draw.
Yeah, I mean, it's a library game, right?
Yep.
The library has just been spectacular. Luis had mana floating from the Gush. He's going to sink that into a Dig Through Time. Delving all 4. Leaving a Gush, sure. Demonic Tutor took about 0.4 seconds to choose Demonic Tutor, and looks like Preordain is the second card. The rest of it sounds like it was a bunch of nothing.
I mean, this one is basically impossible to come back from. This did.
There's got to be the worst card in his deck to draw there.
Oh, yeah.
About the only actual blank.
His one shot is that this like mana crypt somehow kills Luis before Luis can find Tinker, but we see that Luis already has Tutor to go get if he needs to. I'm surprised he's not just doing that right here. Just a Tutor for Tinker and Tinker of Lightfield, and there's nothing to do.
Well, he doesn't have a ton to defend it with, right? It's just one Force of Will.
Right, but Efer had one card in hand.
Sure.
So there's nothing Efer could actually have in his list, right? He's not playing Mana Drain.
Yeah, I mean, he basically took a turn off to Ancestral and Vampiric. That seems okay. Or Vampiric or Mystical, either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but I don't think he needed to.
Wow, I mean, he's going to Mystical as a response to the misstep. Is that just in case there's another misstep? He doesn't want Eric to know whether he's fighting to defend his Ancestral?
That also, yeah, I think that's one reason. He also might just want to know if the Mystical is resolving before he decides to fight over the Ancestral. He can get...
Yep.
Like, if Mystical gets countered here, then he... Actually, yeah, it's just to fight off another misstep. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Or at least have the knowledge of what's going to happen with the other misstep.
Weird, Luis gets Time Walk. I don't know why he's not just getting this...
He got the walk?
Yeah, I don't know why he's not just getting Tinker and ending the game.
This does get Tinker and end the game, right? DT.
Sure.
And then next turn, he can both Tinker and Yawgmoth's Will.
But he doesn't have Lotus, so he can't play anything off
the Will. No, you're right. He is short. Well, he can Vampiric for it? Or no, yeah. DT for the Lotus.
Oh, and then Vampiric off the Lotus?
Yeah, he can cast both the Walk and the DT and the Tinker, probably. He's a little tight on mana, but it seems like
it's all... I think he might be going for a flashier kill here. I suspect if you asked Luis if he was trying to kill him as most efficiently as possible, he would have tinkered a few turns ago. But I think here he's just having some fun.
Yeah, he only needs 5 Storm Count to kill him with the Tendrils, so he will Tendrils kill here. Yawgmoth's Will resolves, gets the Black Lotus. He's got a mana floating. He can gush. He gushes into the Tendrils naturally. I don't even think he set that up, but...
No, he Mysticaled.
He Mysticaled for it? Yeah, fair enough. Easy game, easy game. Just play turn 1 Library of Alexandria in the Control Mirror. No problem. All right, Luis Scott Vargas is now 1 game away from winning the semifinal.
Yeah, and I think there's not a lot of the sideboard here. I mean, you bring in the Notion Thief and the Flusterstorm.
Yeah.
Probably bring in like a Nature's Claim or so two. Would seem better than Abrupt Decay.
Oh, that's fair. What do you think? I mean, is there any thought to trying to transform into Oath here? Especially if you're Eric and you're just way down, maybe even desperately looking for some way, just not even interested in considering the Oath plan?
Oh, I as well. They have Forbidden Orchards too. Jeez, okay.
Yeah, interesting. No, the transformational sideboard is Oath of Druids, Forbidden Orchard, and a couple Grizzlebrands.
Well, typically you don't see the Forbidden Orchards. You just see the Oaths and the Grizzlebrands, I think.
You have the Orchards too. They can definitely turn them on. But, I mean, you've got to bring in the whole package if you're going to go for it.
I just don't see any reason to. I think it just dilutes your deck. It makes you have to fight over another card. I don't see any reason to do it.
Yeah, they haven't done it yet. I mean, it seems like they've each been sort of hedging with maybe one way to blow up an Oath. We've certainly seen Abrupt Decay still floating around the lists. But, yeah, nobody has transformed at this point. I think that package is just sitting there waiting for Menendian in the finals.
Right. I mean, certainly that's what it's there for.
All right, so this is best 2 out of 3 matches. Luis won the first match. You can see that on the match score part there. Luis is up a game in this second match, so if Luis wins one of the next 2 games, he is your semifinal champion. He goes through to the finals to take on Steve Menendian. Eric definitely got his back against the wall. Needs to rattle off 2 games in a row just to force that third match.
I mean, Luis is way ahead here because he's like turn 1 chase. He needs to find a forcible off this preordain. We can also find like a green source and a fast one and maybe go off with Gush on his second turn. But he's not going to have much time in this game.
Anacrypt plus Mock Sapphire plus Underground Sea does all add up to a turn 1 Jace for Luis. All right. Eric finds a Sapphire, so he'll be able to Mystical, but...
I wonder if he top bottomed there, if he kept that Sapphire, if he just bottom.
I didn't see.
The Sapphire is like a certainly reasonable card to draw.
Yeah, no, I would keep Sapphire there. It's just a second mana.
Yeah.
All right. Luis leads with the Mana Crypt. Here's Sapphire. And here is Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Yeah,
It's
I'm sure Ifro's thrilled.
You can't remove it from the table after it's in play. Wow. Luck, skill,
This has some fair draws.
he stands for? Looks like all of the above in this match. Luck and skill and victory. A little early to completely call it, but...
It's also awkward there, Mysticaling for Ancestral in response to the Jace Brainstorm, so now Luis knows that he's going to counter an Ancestral. Like, typically you would Mystical in response because you don't want him to Brainstorm into a mental misstep to counter the Mystical, but you're getting through the counters anyway. Well,
he got the Ancestral. And he did get the Ancestral. So yeah, he's just got to go for this. And it works.
A little bit too late, though. I mean, that Jace being resolved is just going to be so backbreaking. Although we can see Luis's hand, he doesn't have any permission right now, so if Ifro can find and set up Gush Fast Bond, he could definitely still win this game. I mean, he has Dig Through Time that's almost turned on here.
Mm-hmm.
He could actually Gush Dig Through Time right now. I think he should. I think he has to try to go off here. If he plays Tropical, Mox Ruby,
float a green and cross your fingers. That's your play. Use up his land drop to float a green.
I guess the green can't stay floating. Never mind. It doesn't. I thought he had one more mana. He'd have to spend the 2 mana on the dig. Yeah, never mind. That doesn't work.
Yeah, no, he can't get green mana and dig before he gushes.
Right.
He can do one or the other. He can Merchant Scroll. It's not like he has a blue instant that deals with Jace, though. Yeah, the second blue mana on the dig is actually kind of important here. And he's cannot quite dig yet, right? 4 cards.
He can gush. He'd have to gush first.
Right, he has to gush first. But then floating blue.
Yeah, I can't imagine that gush is too committal.
Yeah, seems like Merchant Scroll. Wow, he just shifts the turn.
I think he may want to pitch the Merchant Scroll to Force of Will.
Oh, I'll buy that. Okay, pitches the turn. Luis continues to win Mana Crypt flips. They haven't really mattered yet, but he is running above average on those as well.
This is going to go well for Ifro actually here, right? Because he's going to get to counter the Thoughtseize, and now the Dig Through Time is turned on, and he has Force of Will backup.
Wow.
So he actually has a decent shot here.
Luis cracks a fetch land. Shuffling away whatever the last card was from the Jace last turn. Now, fresh look at 3.
Wow.
Just tinker Ancestral and Gush. No big deal.
Well, if Luis had bricked here, I think Ifro actually would have had a shot.
Luis has no green mana, interestingly. He got a second Underground there instead of a Tropical. So he actually has no green mana. He can't DT for Fast Pond. But yes, he has an Ancestral and a Tinker in his hand. Those are excellent cards.
So here what I expect to have happen, he's going to DT for Time Walk, I think. Oh no, he just said go.
He's going to say go. Eric, during Luis's end step, is going to dig through time.
Now
I gotta expect Ancestral as a response.
Yeah. And then Flusterstorm.
If he Force of Wills. Oh, he's not going to Force of Will, right. So Luis gets to Flusterstorm the dig. Yeah. That Flusterstorm has done some seriously good work. Crazy.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal. Actually, pretty impressive how close Ifro was to being able to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's that turn one Jace, because Luis, well, he had the Jace, his shields were definitely down, and Ifro had a pretty explosive hand.
Eric's not done yet. He's just going to have to gush here and cross his fingers and hope.
Yep.
Gushes, picks up 2 lands, draws fetch land, fetch land. That was not what he was looking for.
No. Luis's draws have been a little bit more potent.
Wow, all Eric's got left is that Merchant Scroll.
Time to go get dig through time, I guess, here. Get dig. He can get dig, play fetch land, fetch.
He gets Brainstorm.
Oh,
It is Ancestral here with that hand.
Yeah, it is
Pretty good.
Ancestral. That's much better than dig.
That's smart. He knows he can play fetch land. He knows his hand is garbage, so that was effectively an Ancestral.
It's a lot more lands.
And a Tinker. Does the Tinker do anything interesting?
You can't cast it this turn, unfortunately.
True.
And little Jason play, which just bounces the Blightsteel.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Tinker's terrible against Jace.
Yeah.
Why were we saying Eric should go get his Tinker at the beginning of the game then?
That was last game, right? Where we thought you should go get Tinker?
I guess. We talked about it this game too. Anyway, yeah. Jace just plain trumps the Tinker plan if it's in play. And there's no way to get it out of play, so.
I mean, Luis's hand is basically perfect, minus the fact that it's missing a little bit of permission.
He doesn't know what's in Eric's hand. So, I mean, he's got to play a little, he's got to be a little bit nervous. I mean, he should be way ahead, but he doesn't know for sure. I guess he knows about, no, I mean, there's been a Brainstorm even since he gust 2 lands into his hand, so. Yeah, Luis loves his time walk turns. Certainly does let him go for stuff and then know that he's got a turn floating if something does go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the Jace here, play Ponder to shuffle away cards he doesn't want, potentially. Also just cast Dig Through Time here if he wants to, yeah.
This is probably going to get forced.
I think it has to. Otherwise, Luis is just such a huge favorite to win next turn.
Yeah, here's Dig Through Time. I think this is bait, but I don't think Eric has any choice but to go for it, and that is what he's going to do. And then Luis is going to what? Gush as a response, or he just lets the force happen?
Oh yeah, just untap. He wants those mana in play for next turn.
Sure. All right, Time Walk turn. Going to lose a Mana Crypt flip yet?
And now if he finds Yogg-Will, it's going to... No, it's not quite lethal.
Yeah, there's just a Time Walk and a Dig in there right now.
Well, the Time Walk plus Tinker could just end the game, potentially.
Fair.
You can just set that up.
Oh, Eric pitched his Hercules, didn't he? Funny. Kept
There's the Yogg-Will. So now he just needs to find... I think he's a mana short, potentially.
Thoughtseize to clear a path.
Yeah, I mean, this is academic from here. 2 Force of Wills, obviously, in his hand, too. Sees that it's wide open. Yeah, he can just go get the Blightsteel.
Tinkers away Mana Crypt. Here comes Blightsteel Colossus. He knows that Eric's hand is blank, and he knows that he's got the ability to Force the Will Eric's next 2 spells. Only going to need one of them.
He went for the Lotus for style to be able to set up a Yawgmoth's Will win.
Sure. May as well win on the spot. Tinker for Black Lotus, make a bunch of mana. Here's Yawgmoth's Will. Yawgmoth's Will can get the Lotus and the Tinker, and yeah. Eric Froelich has seen enough. Luis Scott Vargas is through to the finals.
Not the most exciting match to do commentary, as it's just trying to figure out how can we more optimally kill Ifro.
It's vintage. I find this stuff plenty exciting.
No, I mean it certainly. It's unfortunate Eric didn't really have much of a shot that game. There wasn't a lot he could do to try to fight back, and the draws just weren't there. But it certainly shows the power of this deck. When it gets great draws, it can just go off and just be very explosive.
So Luis is the winner. It feels right to me somehow that it's Luis versus Steve in the finals. I don't know. I mean, those were the guys that they tied for first based on the regular season. Mm-hmm. They did play. Steve won that tiebreaker, but I mean, it seems like a fine finals.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to be a pretty solid matchup for Luis. I haven't looked that closely at it, but I like the Delver matchups in general with this deck. So
yeah, no, it seems
there's
like
a lot of play to it, which is fun.
The fact that the deck can sideboard into the Oath plane, I mean, that is there to beat Delver. That said, Steve won last week. He won the tiebreaker match, so he's shown that he can win. The Delver deck might just be the most powerful thing going on in Vintage right now, or at least the most consistently efficient thing going on in Vintage right now. So
Last week, though, I mean, Luis's draws, I think he played like 3 total spells or 4 total spells over the match. So I
Yes.
think if his deck cooperates a little bit more, it's well positioned to pull ahead here. Although, yeah, there's a lot of play in it. So we're going to see some good Magic hopefully next week.
Yeah, I agree. But we're not done with Magic this week. So we are going to announce our 10th player. That is coming up soon. There is no match 3 coming. I think what we're going to do first is I want to talk to Luis. So we'll let you go, Tom. Thanks for hanging out with us. I want to talk to Luis about that win. And then Luis and I will welcome our new 10th player.
Great,
so
right.
stay tuned. We'll be right back momentarily with the winner interview.